Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Blitzburgh Coverage Podcast, hosted by your boy, K-Mac, a.k.a. Kurt Mackey, out of Swaggin' U, a.k.a. Swaggin' University. Come back at y'all with another episode numero cuatro, a.k.a. number 4. Still Nation, I gotta tell you what, man. We looked damn good this past Saturday evening. As we dive into this podcast today, it is Monday, so it is Overreaction Monday because, that is how these things go. You go with the ebbs and flows. It is preseason, but we're going to recap this game first off. Topics today are going to consist of the Week 2 versus Buffalo recap, as well as previewing our matchup this Thursday against the Atlanta Falcons, and as well as a running back, quote-unquote, debate here, which really, to me, isn't even a debate, to be quite frankly honest with you. We'll dive into that later as the show rolls, but first off, repping my Fire Move jersey, just got this thing. Didn't get any new jerseys last year because I wanted to see, what Young Guns was about it. And got a Fire Move here because I know we're going to have this dude here for a hot minute. And big fan of the Moose. He's our Heath Miller 2.0. But let's dive into this game that we saw this past Saturday. Game in which the Pittsburgh Steelers, quite frankly, just dominated. As I think the final score was 27-15. I watched pretty much all of this game. I watched the first half, and then the third quarter and the fourth quarter pretty much just had it on in the background as I was doing some other stuff this past Saturday. So let's dive in, man. First off, let's start off. I keep saying let's start off. This game started off with the Buffalo Bills deferring to our offense, and Pickett just got rid of the ball fast, got Pickens there with the quick first down. Then he maneuvered the pocket a little bit, scrambled, and threw on the run to Allen Robinson. It was a drop on second down. And then I kept this in my notes. I like the fact that on 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, he went back to Allen Robinson for a big first down there to convert that third down and extend the drive. I don't think anything else really too much crazy happened until that big 60-yard Jalen Warren explosive touchdown run he had there a couple plays into this drive. And right off the bat, this team was up 7-0. Great blocking on that play specifically, really with Deontay blocking down the field. Got some good blocks with Sam Alu. Dan Moore blocked really good as well on that play. And had a couple of runs there that didn't really go anywhere with Najee. And Jalen Warren really just took that thing to the house, beat his man, got to the second level. And, man, he is a very, very fast back. A way better burst than Najee. And definitely a nice change of pace back there that we have. But we'll dive in more into that whole dynamic later. So, this was essentially the dress rehearsal. This was the game we were going to see the TJs, the Highsmiths, the Cams, the Pat Peets, all these dudes. So, defense comes on the field. And quick 3 and out, man. An absolute quick 3 and out. TJ, there was a play where he got triple teamed, and I was like, and they say they don't triple team this man. Stop. The defense, like I said, quick 3 and out, stuffed the run there, and contained Josh Allen. And then Calvin Austin with a huge punt return. I want to say like a 40-yard punt return, 50-yard punt return, which we've all been just, if you know this team, we've all been aboard this Calvin Austin III hype train, where he just adds a speed that we just haven't had in a while. And quite frankly, a former receiver of ours, I don't remember who said it, but someone said, we haven't had speed like this since Mike Wallace. And Darius Hayward-Bay comes to mind, but Calvin Austin, man, with a great return, great blocks, no holding calls on that play, which was very surprising, because usually when you get a big return on special teams, typically there's some blocks in the back or holding, whatever. But so we get the big return to about I want to say Buffalo's 30. So we were about 30 yards out. And what do you know? Next play right off the bat. Kenny Pickett up the seams with a great throw, honestly, a great throw. And basically threw Freiermuth wide open for a touchdown. And at that point in time, I was like, you know what? We don't need to see anything else. So Tomlin takes out the starters, and from that point on, it was pretty much Mitch and the second stringers from that point. And wow, I mean, I was just like, this team is different. As I have raised the bar, not even raised the bar, but I have very good expectations for this team this year. We'll dive into that the next podcast episode, though. But so it's 14-0. Buffalo comes out. Josh Allen and them boys are still in there. And, I mean, the defense looked good, man. TJ Watt was out at this point, and he only needed to really play one series because he had a couple wins. Don't want to risk getting him hurt. But I really just want to – there was a couple of notable plays there, especially that play that Alex Smith made on Stephon Diggs on a third down. And even on a chase down sack where Josh Allen extended the play, Highsmith finishes it up. I mean, Highsmith is just, like I said a couple of episodes ago, Highsmith is underrated, man. Like, he literally played man-to-man on Stephon Diggs. And I know it's preseason, but, I mean, he lined his shoulders up, he squared up, and fucking said, let's go. And he got his hands in there and got a nice pass deflection. So it's nice to see that. And another 3 and out. Defense looked good. And they kept just creating pressure. Matt Barkley had like 3 interceptions. Joey Porter Jr. had an interception in a cover 2 type of play where he essentially just leveraged the receiver out of bounds. Played a cover 2 look and had his first interception off of Matt Barkley. The defense just played great. They played good, man. They stuffed the run pretty well. Josh Allen had a couple big throws, but they got nullified by holding calls. And honestly, Buffalo, man, they just played like crap. A lot of false starts, holdings, just setting themselves back. And the defense just really kept the pressure on and really put it on Buffalo. To be quite frankly honest with you, they just put it on Buffalo. Had a big red zone interception. And as far as notable players that stood out to me, Saturday, Joey Porter Jr. Did pretty well. I mean, he had an interception. He was in there for quite a while because Tomlin noted that he really wanted to see Porter Jr.'s exposure, just more exposure to the game due to the fact he couldn't play the first one. Didn't get to really see a whole lot of Keanu Benton. I mean, I think he was in there, but he didn't really flash for me a whole lot this game. But someone that did flash for me, man, again, Nick Herbig. Wow, that sack he had on, I want to say it was Allen. Was it Allen? It was. I know the starting lineman for the Bills there, Deion Dawkins, was there, but man, watch that play back with that bend he had. That bend on that edge and still be able to finish it, man. Wow. Nick Herbig, he is going to be a problem in this league. And I know it's preseason, I know, but you can just see it, man. He has the tools. He's put in the work. He's been learning under TJ. And he's just going to be our outside linebacker 3. And Marcus Golden played pretty solid as well. there on Saturday. So I feel really confident about this pass rush rotation we're going to have here. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see a whole lot of Larry Ogunjobi. I think he's hurt. So that kind of concerns me a little bit there, to be quite frankly honest with you. But, man, Nick Herbig really stood out to me on Saturday with that pass rush, as a couple of his pressures led to some turnovers. I think he's going to be big for us this year in keeping TJ and Highsmith fresh and rested at times. It was also good to see Darnell Washington get one reception at least. And he got a couple looks there in the red zone. I was a big fan of isolating him one-on-one out there. And the DB, former, I think his name was Neal or something, former first-round pick for Buffalo last year. Just, what are you going to do, man? The dude's 6'7". He's a massive physical specimen. And you're going to throw that flag because he held the frick out of Washington. But I do like the fact that at least we gave that play a shot. And like I said, quite frankly, we just dominated this game, man. Defense played great. 4 turnovers. Didn't see a lot of moves. Didn't really see a lot of Deontay. We got 1 reception out of Pickens. But like I said, we didn't really see a whole lot of the starters on offense for this game. So, second half, Rudolph played okay. Mitch played about the second quarter and half of the first. I thought he played all right, moving the ball well. Just kind of played conservative. Scrambled a little bit when he needed to. Thought he did okay. Calvin Austin with... I don't know if he had another jet sweep. I don't really remember any jet sweeps being ran. Maybe Olszewski had one, but I don't know, man. I'm just telling y'all, this team just looked pretty freaking good this past Saturday. Rudolph had a fumble, and Kendrick Green, oh my God, that snap was piss poor. I thought we were playing him at fullback. Whatever happened to playing this man at fullback? Haven't seen any of that in preseason. And as a center, he's just an absolute joke at this point. Yeah, God, he is terrible. I can't believe we ever took him as a third rounder and expected him to slide in and we gave him Marquise Pouncey's number. We thought he would just slide right in after not playing guard. After not playing center at Illinois was just not a good look by Colbert, but nonetheless, I also thought Broderick Jones played pretty decent Saturday. They say he didn't allow a sack, but I had him accounted for at least 1 sack there late in the game. I thought he had some good reps there, some good wins. Still really like to see him anchor that left side and not get pushed back and bull rush as much, but I thought he played pretty well, to be honest with you. So, really, that's about all I got for that Buffalo game, man. Limited, but, what can you say? We looked good. Defense played pretty good, and even with the second stringers in there, they gave Buffalo fits. So, going to be curious to see how, this next game goes here as we play Atlanta in a couple of days. So we're going to get this podcast episode out here in a couple of days. Probably tomorrow. But let's slide right into this running back debate, quote unquote, that we have here brewing in Pittsburgh between the media and then our fans. They're trying to brew up a fucking debate. Whoops, sorry. Didn't mean to curse, but kind of just irritates me, First off, let's compare these 2 running backs, shall we? Najee Harris was a first-round investment 2 years ago, okay? He's been an absolute workhorse for us. He also has touched the ball the most. This is a fun fact. He has touched the ball the most out of any player the past 2 years. So, he's a volume machine, not the most efficient, but let's be quite frankly honest here. Every time this man would touch the ball, there'd be somebody in his face and he'd have to break a tackle or stiff arm or try to just fight to get back to that line of scrimmage and even gain anything, So let's give Najee props for that, at least being able to have 1,000 yards plus rushing, which isn't as much as of a achievement as it used to be, but still, he's the only Steelers running back to ever do that in his first 2 years. So, got to give him kudos for that. Also, Najee, why isn't anyone mentioning the fact that the man has, no fumbles? Right? I mean, think about it. He's had the ball how many times? And think what time he's really actually fumbled. You can't. So, he's very reliable in that manner. Now, does he have the best burst? No. But he's more of a traditional power back. He's gonna wear out the defense. He's gonna fucking stiff arm you into oblivion. C versus Cleveland. C versus Atlanta. C versus the Raiders, rookie season. He's gonna do that. He's gonna break. He's gonna take on contact and still go forward. All right, and I'm cool with that as our number one back. I like the Naj. Sometimes I question his vision, but he's still a young player. But it's crazy to me that people are saying Jalen Warren should be the starter. No, he's a change of pace back that offers a little more of a burst. Apologies. More burst, more explosiveness, more speed. And Naj can catch the ball as well. Jalen Warren can catch the ball as well. But Jalen Warren cannot do what Naj does as far as toting the rock 20-plus times a game. Jalen Warren will not be able to handle that workload. So we have a great 1-2 duo here. We got the Naj to wear you out, and then we got Warren to just outrun you. And even he can, run through a little bit of some contact. I've seen him plow dudes, especially in pass protection there on third down. I've seen him just take on linebackers head on and do his thing and take care of them. So I like both backs. I think it's a good problem to have. I like Najee to touch the rock, 15 plus, 20 times a game. And let's get Warren at least 8, 10 touches, It's a good problem to have. Warren's going to... Would Najee have been able to do what Jalen Warren did on that 60-yard touchdown run? No. No, he wouldn't have been able to because he's not that type of back. So that doesn't mean Warren's better. They're just two different backs, and they offer different style of play. So Naj is the consensus number one here, y'all. Stop with the articles. Stop with the storylines. It's not going to happen. Naj is number one. He's Batman. Warren is Robin. Just leave it as that. Leave it that. I like both players, and we should all be on the same board here. It's a good 1-2 duo. Keep it at that. But that's my take on that situation. So let's dive into our final topic here as we are going to preview game number 3 against Atlanta Falcons, Thursday. I don't know what time it is. I don't know what time the game is, but I know it's Thursday, so we got an early week here. We only have 3 days till that game, so I'm looking forward to that. And especially after what Tomlin said. I don't think the defensive starters are going to be playing Thursday, but Tomlin said the offense will be out there, and some young players will be out there. I think Porter Jr. is probably going to play. I think the starting offense is probably going to be out there for a couple more drives, maybe depending on how they look. But I like them to be out there for at least, maybe 3-4 drives there. Depends on how they look, So things I'm looking forward to against Atlanta, I guess more of the same. Let's see if the offense can see if we can get a little bit of a run game going with Naj. Just a little bit, We don't need to see 8 carries, but it would be kind of cool at least see him and the O-line start to gel a little bit. But they do have a plan for him, as Naj said they interviewed him after the game. So It'd be good to see a little more of that running game going, that offensive line, just a little more snaps together before we just start running this thing, especially against that San Fran defense here in a couple weeks. But I definitely think we need to see the starters play, offensively speaking, this Thursday. Because if not, you're talking about 3 weeks almost of not playing or experience, game time, So things I'm looking forward to. Let's see if Calvin Austin can provide another big play. Let's see if Keanu Benton gets back to wrecking shit. Nick Herbig, I think he'll probably have a sack. Can we say that now? Can we say that? I think he'll get a sack, yeah. Looking forward to seeing what Joey Porter Jr. does. I don't know if Atlanta's starters are going to be playing or not, but, let's see this offense play a couple more drives. I want to see Pickens, and let's see if we can get a big Pickens play down the field, Let's see if we can get a nice body catch, Pickens bodying some kid, just teaching him, just teaching him like he's his dad. So I think versus Atlanta, we're probably gonna get this dub and probably look good. And the rest of the media is gonna be the national media is gonna be they're gonna watch y'all. They're gonna start riding us while I've been on this train well before this offseason. I told y'all this team will be in the playoffs, and we'll dive into that the next episode, as I will talk about my expectations for this squad heading into the 2023 season. But I think that's going to do it for today. I just wanted to touch on a couple things for the podcast episode numero 4, and hopefully you guys enjoyed the podcast. Don't forget to subscribe, share it, like it. Give me some feedback, Steeler Nation. What we thinking? Who y'all like? What stood out to you guys the most? You guys think Pickett's the real deal? Something's telling me he is. He's passing my eye test, and that was not what I was thinking he was going to be honest with you. But we'll go into that another day. But what do you guys think about this upcoming game versus the Falcons? And what do you think about the Najee, Jalen Warren situation? And that'll do it for me. K-Mac out of here. Blitzburgh Coverage Podcast, Episode 4. We're closing this thing. Shutting it down. I will see you guys again next week. Peace.